Hey everyone, and welcome back to Remember This Tech. In today's video we're going to be doing a short unboxing of an AIO, an FX240 PRO AIO 240mm water cooler, and it's by ID Cooling. I'm going to go over a few of the specs before we get into the use case scenario on what you would use this for. So first off, this is the white liquid cooler. It's white instead of the normal black, so if you like that aesthetic, they offer this in both colors. It's got two 120mm high efficient fans. It's 12 volts DC, 3-pin power connector type. It has a TDP of up to 300 watts. Supposedly it can cool up to 300 watt TDP CPU. It has a noise level of 35 dB. The max rotational speed for the fans, RPMs, is 2900 RPM. And the airflow capacity is 82.5 cubic feet per minute. And of course, ID Cooling makes this. And I've reviewed a couple of those coolers in the past, be it the last FX240 AIO cooler and their air coolers, which are phenomenal for the price. And a noise level ranging between 18 decibels to 35.2 decibels. This particular model, FX240 PRO, comes in white and black, and this particular one I chose because it's white and it should make the system pop. And it's compatible with AMD and Intel sockets ranging from LGA 1851, 1700, 1200, 1151, 1150, 1155, 56, and AMD, AM4, and AM5 platforms. So without further ado, let's crack this open and show you what we actually get in the box and what the product looks like. Come on, let's go! All right, got the product out of the box here. And let's crack it open. In the box, we've got the installation guide, what it comes with, all the parts and pieces. It even comes with some thermal paste, and how to mount the cooler on your socket, and it comes with the back plate. Different back plates, one for Intel, and how to daisy chain the fans so you can plug it in here. Now we have the parts and accessory box here. Again, this is where your backplate comes into play. Got some ID Cooling Frost X45 thermal paste. All your standoffs, screws. These are to screw the radiator into your case, and the different mounting plates for the AIO that slide on, twist on over the water block, and your back plate with the standoffs that go onto the mounting plate here. Now it depends on what platform you're using. You may or may not use all of these, or some of these. Refer to the instruction manual on which ones you should and shouldn't use per your chipset. Now, I particularly bought this for two reasons. This is great padding, by the way. Thick, really nice padding. Okay. Let's move this to the side. Now, check that out. Even with it not out of the packaging, it looks sleek. Water block here. And here's the fan header. Here's an adapter here. That's a 4-pin. So let me get this out of the packaging really quick. As you can see here, the radiator, really sleek, and the fans, really thick, sturdy fans. The AIO block here, and you can see right here that they have these are rubberized, so to reduce vibration. Not bad, quality construction for the price. Use case scenario for this fan, this 240 millimeter, will be a case like this. This is the MSI 111R, and it's rather tight in space, you see. And this is a Thermalright Peerless Assassin, and it takes up a lot of the space, so if you're going to try to mount it on the top, it's going to be pretty limited. Moreover, you don't have the space to mount a 360 AIO here. It's going to fit this particular one here, this 240 millimeter AIO. I'm going to mount it like so that the water flows from down here and onto the CPU, so you can get the maximum flow without getting I don't know, it flows better when it comes up through the top and then down onto the water block to your CPU. So you get proper coverage and flow for the water. So in this case, you have to remove these two fans and mount the AIO in that place. And the two fans from the AIO here would take over the duty of blowing fans through your case like this. And the reason why you can't technically mount it down here, even though there's three fans, is because you, like I said, you want the AIO to be like this in your case. Some people say put it down here, and with the water inlet outlet return lines coming up through here, but it would never fit. It would never fit down here. You'd have to crunch the lines to get through and around the video card and up, or try somehow to disconnect it and run it through here, and it's just not feasible. So that's why 240 millimeter AIO for this particular case is pretty much your max limit. So if you're interested in this ID Cooling FX240 240 millimeter AIO for your case, where you may have limited room and you need powerful cooling, I'll put a link in the description section below that you can check out if you're interested. What can you expect to pay for this? Well, it depends on if you get it on sale. Even the different colors have different pricing sometimes. The white one was on sale. I don't know, but it's just what it was. It was $49 on Amazon, and that's a steal. You would be hard pressed to find an air cooler for $50 at that price point. So this is probably a no-brainer in my mind. I'm currently using its big brother, the FX360, on my new AMD system, and it's working flawlessly, knock on wood. So this one's going to go on my Intel system behind me here, and the black one goes for like $5 more, but they can range anywhere from $50 to $60 some depending on when you catch a sale. So if you're into this type of content and found it useful, give a thumbs up to hit the subscribe button, because it really helps me out. So thanks for watching. Remember this tech.